how many of you, this was your first magic show you've ever been to? You set the bar so high, sir. Well, let me just tell you, you won't find another magic show like this one. Come to Art House, shameless plug. This is Andy. It is his turn.
Oh, this is Josh's.
That's Josh's. You got your microphone, sir. So here's what we do, guys. At Art House, one of the things we're known for is our Q&A time. You get to be right by Josh. Because I am going to come out into the audience, and Josh is going to stand here and stay here with Andy. Anyway, one of the things that we love to do is show you that performing or being a singer-songwriter or a musician or a performer, an entertainer like this, you can do it too. And then maybe there's some people out here, our goal at Art House is to create, educate, and inspire. And so one of the things that we love to do at Art House is do a Q&A time and kind of, if you will, pull back the curtain, not on his tricks or his act, but we want to pull back the curtain and let you ask questions that you might be just wondering. You can ask anything that you want, and Andy will answer it or he won't, and that's his decision. So is there anybody out there who has a question? You do?
What's your favorite ice cream?
Andy, we are coming in strong. Coming in strong with this first one.
Favorite ice cream is definitely have to be something brownie related. If there's a brownie involved, I'm in.
Okay, got it. Good one.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Did you actually know who you were going to call when you had the phone?
No, you can see, because I used a random phone number made up randomly. It literally could have been anybody on the other line. We just got lucky today.
Yeah.
But so I'll speak on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
A lot of what magic is taking certain risks at certain times, and sometimes they're calculated risks. So sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And we got really fortunate with that one. So
That's a good thing to talk about.
Yes.
What's a way to start being a magician?
Excellent question. Excellent question.
So I can stand. So I started literally, this is probably what no parent really wants to hear, but I started with just YouTube. Like I started literally, it was during the pandemic, and I just started watching YouTube tricks on there are certain kits you can buy. Most of them are bad. So most of them have cheap tricks. So one of the best things you can do is find there's a couple different YouTubers that are pretty good. That might be something that you look into. Another thing that I do a lot of is I have a lot of downloads material. So there's certain websites that have information that you can purchase that's in a download format. So someone is teaching you a trick that you're watching rather than reading. I have a lot of books, because that's a whole nother way, is books. That's how I have the majority of my material that I know is in a book. But there's a lot of, and I can tell you if you have a parent, you want to go to a website or something like that where you can kind of look into certain material, okay?
Mr. Andy, we record all of this, and this actually, we edit it, and then we put it on Art House's YouTube. So they can also go back to these question and answer sessions and hear what you have to say about stuff. So who is your favorite person that you learned from?
So there's a magician named Massey. It's A-S-I, last name is Wind. He's an Israeli magician, so he has a bunch of different books. They're more advanced books, but he has the right type of magic that is both with mentalism and with cards and things that are very digestible as well.
Wow.
But so I would say anyone that has Netflix, there is a great special, just came out. Justin Willman, he has Magic for Humans, that sort of thing. He just came out with the special on Netflix, and it's his special. I've watched him do it at the convention I went to, and it's amazing. So anybody that just wants to watch someone do magic, that is really
wow,
good.
that's so
something
good.
to do. And then he was at the convention I was at too, so it was really cool. But,
Okay, so there's a convention every year. Every year, or
there's
like
multiple conventions.
and magicians show up to them, and
And,
what do you do at these conventions?
Yeah, we'll start. So there are clubs in Kansas City. So there's two different clubs. There's the International Brotherhood of Magicians and the Society of American Magicians. They both meet once a month. And so those are places where you can meet with people. And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of the young guys. Isn't that sad? I'm one of the young guys. So I'm 37 years old, and it's a lot of older dudes that we need more people that are younger, that are women, that are people, like just all different types of people to start coming. So
Yes.
those are groups that you can come, and they do meet a little bit late, but those are one way that you can do it. And then there are other conventions where you're getting lectures, so it's like you're learning something, and then also you can just sit around with fellow magicians and learn some things.
Wow.
One of the biggest ones, sorry,
No, keep going, keep
for all the kids in the room, one of the biggest ones is put on my Vanishing ink. And that's their brand name.
Wow.
And for kids that are, I think it's like 8 and that are minors, you can apply to go for free. So
Wow.
It's in
Wow.
Columbus. There's Magi Fest. It's in Columbus every year. You can apply and see if you can go for free. And the kids' magic area has the best magicians teaching it.
Wow.
So if that's something that anybody wants more information on, I'm happy to tell you.
I want to interject real quick on this. So, Art House, magic is such an amazing performance art. And what we're doing is getting you in front of people to make them want to be a magician. You've figured that out already.
Yeah, sure.
Who did that for you? What was the moment when you saw the performance art and the artist part of you went, oh my gosh, and you went nuts?
Yeah.
How did it happen? Who was it?
So it's a couple different people. So I would say I watched something it's on Disney or it's on Hulu. It's called In and of Itself. It's available for anybody that's Hulu. It's by a magician named Derek Delgadio. What Derek does in there, it's this off-Broadway performance. It's directed by Frank Oz, no big deal. But it mixes storytelling and his interests and his life with magic. And so it's one of these things where I was like, oh man, it's not just doing a card trick that can be kind of flippant. It can kind of be whatever. It can be about something a little bit bigger. So I'm still working on it, but that's why I do like to try. I use my interest, which is mental health, which is kind of that mind stuff. That's my interest. So I like to add that into the style of magic that I do. That's what kind of gets me going a little bit.
Wow.
And then I do actually do a monthly subscription service with a guy who does card tricks. It's like, so it is people that put in, it's like different than just being like, hey, pick a card.
Right.
I think we would all be bored if I just said, hey, pick a card, and then I found the card. It's trying to add a little bit of things that does tend to be a little bit more storytelling. It does tend to be more connection with other people, because that's what magic is supposed to do. It's supposed to connect each other with other people and realize that we actually have a lot more in common than we don't.
Yeah.
And magic is this thing that's like, can be a little bit hokey sometimes, but it is something that can be very thought-provoking and fun.
I love that you did it and you put yourself in it, and that's what causes uniqueness. So when you're starting an art or a craft or a discipline, you just copy everybody. You figure out what they're doing, and then you figure out how to stick yourself in it, and that's originality.
That's so
and
good.
The beauty is, a lot of people think I have to be original, and then they never do anything because they're worried about being original. But you can't ever really copy anyone. No one realizes this when they're starting. You can't copy him. You can't copy your favorite musician. It just won't turn out right. And so that was really beautiful. You've never told me that. And now looking back at the mentalism, that's you in there.
Totally.
That's such an inspiration.
That's
Well,
amazing.
and again, most of the stuff I reference is there's a lot of truth in everything I reference. So everything I'm referencing, I know sometimes we hear magicians say things that are just outlandish, like reading minds also. But in everything that I did up until that point, there is a thread of truth in everything that happens. It's just presented through magic. It's presented through this way.
I love that.
And it's just like, it can be looked at as like completely like, oh, mind reading isn't real. There's some mind reading that is real, and we're just kind of getting to know what it looks like.
Josh, would you get that one?
Yeah, here you go.
What was your best performance and your wildest performance? And if you're okay with it, your least best performance?
I have good answers for all of those. So I told this trick. So I was in Cyprus with the Scots. The first time I was going to do a trick, and I was doing this I was doing a thing with kids, 9 and 10-year-olds teaching in class, and I was like, I'm going to open with a cup and ball thing. So imagine little balls and put them in cups, and this is my biggest train wreck of a thing. So literally, I have these little sponge balls, like that, and they squish up, you hide one in your hand, blah, blah, blah. These 9 and 10-year-olds, at one point I put one in my hand and I put it onto the table. I acted like I put it in this hand and I put my hand on the table. They all saw that. And I'm talking like 6, 9, and 10-year-olds stood up and they were like, it's under your hand! It's under your hand right now! Show us your hand! And I cried.
Yes.
I wish I could tell you I didn't, but in that moment, it was like, this is the first time I'm really trying.
I could actually attest to that. He cried. He wept. He was so hurt.
My wife was like, "How dare you not intend to treat me that way?" And I'm like 30 years old. I'm like, it's okay. Let's go.
But now here you are.
Yes.
It took, you have to, so you have to cry a little bit to get good.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will say, with magic, you're going to fail. There are things, especially with what I do, there are things that are going to go wrong, and you just have to embrace it. So obviously tonight, things didn't go perfect for me with every single thing, but I had to embrace it because that's the fun of it too. If you all thought that I was manipulating every single thing and no one had any part in what happened, it wouldn't be fun, right? No one would think, oh, we're actually participating in this, because Andrew could have put an X wherever he wanted,
Yeah.
you know? But if he puts an X in a different place,
So
that's
good.
what would have happened. But so that's part of like what magic is. It's a participation between the audience and me. Without you all, it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like the phone call. It doesn't look like Robert's birthday being January 1st. If it's a different.
Were you staged in the audience at all? Okay, that was my question. I was waiting to ask my question. And it
What?
wasn't to you, it's to Robert. Robert.
What was your to wrap him up? What's your best, like, what's the highlight, the pinnacle?
Hey, this is pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I will definitely say, the moment that it all kind of, like, especially everybody, the moment that everybody starts to kind of put the threads together, we all know that feeling when they were watching. Again, not acting like, oh, I did this amazing thing. But everyone kind of saw what I was putting together from the beginning. And then when everyone starts to kind of feel it and they know I'm getting there and we know we're all kind of getting there, everyone starts to feel it. That's what it is. That's like, we're all getting it. Yeah. I'm not crazy for thinking about this.
Every time I walked by Alice checking the cameras, she was like, I hope this works. I hope this works. I hope this works. I hope this works.
Andy, I was a nervous wreck
She
back
was
there.
speaking it into being.
I was like, please, God, let it be that number. Please let it be that card. Oh, I mean, I was a nervous wreck. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
I failed so many times.
Oh,
It's
so good.
failed, and I've fallen flat on my face in front of audiences, and it just,
Keep moving.
that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's you have to embrace it.
That's a life lesson.
Okay, I'm going to rapid fire from these, and then we'll end with Sean, okay? All right, you've been waiting so patiently. What's your question, buddy?
Do you know the amount of how many times you've ever messed up?
Oh, such a good question. Good job, bud.
So many times. It's a lot.
It's a great question.
And my voice is leaving me at this point.
Yeah, they can hear you.
I have messed up so many times. I can't even tell you how many times I've messed up. I've done tricks for people, like just casually, and it just didn't go right. But that's actually how I had to learn how to do it right. If I wouldn't have failed in those other times, then I wouldn't be where I am now. There's no way. I wouldn't have known, oh, I shouldn't have someone take a card in this way. I shouldn't do this certain thing. I shouldn't do this move here. I shouldn't do this. I wouldn't have learned that if I didn't take a risk and fail. I had to fail to do it. So there's no other way. Like, again, that's the fun of it.
All right, ready?
How did they both have the cake?
How did they both have cake? Magic, man.
Yep, I told you you're not allowed to ask that question.
Let me tell you. Again,
You broke that was the first rule of Magic Club.
that's true.
Don't talk about Magic Club.
Oh, where's my book?
I really like your jacket.
Thank you.
Best comment of the night. What in the world?
I got this from the thrift store. I will tell you. So while you bring up my jacket, I have this little pin. I
Yeah.
wear it every single time I perform. This is a pin from the oldest magic store, brick and mortar store in the United States called Tannen's Magic in New York City. I had to get it because it's a bit of an homage to the history of magic. So this is why I wear this little tiny orange tree every single time I do magic.
Wow, that's incredible.
The kids call that drip.
The kids call that drip.
Drip.
Some good drip. All right, these are our last two for the night, okay? All right, Sean?
How do you practice mentalism when it involves a phone call to a stranger? Like, are you sitting in your room with Kelsey and you're just like, or are you just like, you built your theorem and you just went for it?
Great
So yes, mentalism. You really can't practice it in the same way because it really depends on what the person is doing. But mentalism is one of those things where you just have to just perform it and you just have to try. And the beautiful thing about mentalism too is some people don't know where you're going with it. So you don't know, they don't know of what turns you can take. So it's improv, it's jazz. That's kind of the magic I like.
It's a thing you can like study and look.
Absolutely. I can give you books for days. I have books, I have downloads, I have things that are all mentalism things that are amazing. There's certain fail safes you have to know also that you can fall back on every single time.
Wow.
And that's me being coded, but you also have to have practiced those other things and know how to get out of it if necessary.
So you weren't like bit by a radioactive spider, or that's a bad example.
You mean
but like,
you practiced things?
Yeah.
Oh. You educated yourself and you practiced?
I read books.
Books are this thing from the other century. They're very helpful. They have
And-
pages.
Andy, what is your goal with this? What do you love the most? Well, I think, no, scratch that. What do you love the most about magic? What do you love the most about, essentially you're doing magic, but you're a performer as well. What do you love the most about this?
I love that you don't get, I played music a long time when I was a kid and into college, and you don't get this type of thing when you play songs. You don't get people being like, what? Oh my God. You don't get that sort of reaction. You don't get that sort of playfulness, the improv. And also, I'm a theater performer as well. And one thing I hate is asking for permission. And when you're doing theater, you always someone has to cast you. Someone has to say, oh, you're right for this role. And you have to ask somebody else. When I'm doing magic, I can just say,
You're the boss.
this is what I want to do. This is what I enjoy doing. I get to dictate on my own terms what I do. Wow. Because I didn't send them hey, I'm doing this thing. This is what I'm doing. I just did it. So that's one thing I like is I do love a creative person. I'm a performer, and this is my avenue where I get to be fun and it gets to bring people together. And again, it's so niche. When I tell people yeah, I'm a magician. People are just what is that a real thing? That's not just some old-timey thing that used to exist?
It feels like the ultimate improv, like the ultimate yes and.
Yes.
You're the whole time I'm watching you, you're on the edge of a cliff. Every second. It was so stressful.
Yes, I know.
And wonderful.
Well, and so I'm a nervous person. So especially when I do magic, I'm so scared, I'm so nervous. So for you kids, I'm so nervous when I'm starting. So especially at the beginning, I play into that a lot. That's why I do a lot of things that looks like I'm really screwing up. But most of the time, I'm under control. But it helps me get that energy out.
Yes.
So I have to know myself and know this is the type of thing that's really helpful for me, is to do this type of magic, especially at the very beginning. Get some of those jitters out, and I get to play into the jitters as well.
I am so glad that you do magic. And I am so glad you learned it, and I'm so glad you shared it with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Let's give him a hand.
Andy Massey, Magic Andy KC.